All right, so we're going to watch our defense and watch every single shot of the championship game, and we're going to judge it on an A, B, or F level. If they shoot an A shot, that means the player was in range, open, and balanced. We do not want many of those. A B shot is we disrupted some of those things. A lot of times, it's kind of a decision we're in between of, so we'll just live with the shot that they have, even though it's somewhat high percentage. And an F shot is anything that's just a terrible shot that we know is very low percentage. We almost call those turnovers. So this is how we look to defend as defenders. We look to guard without fouling. We don't want teams on the line a bunch. So you see, even on this clip, as it's frozen, the guys are showing their hands. You can get away with a lot of contact if you're showing the refs your hands. Number two, we don't want them getting layups. If they score in the paint, they need to score over our head. So we guard without fouling. Every shot needs to be over our head. And then we want to take away corner threes, one of the highest shots in basketball. All right, so if we could do a good job of that, that would categorize as good defense. So let's go ahead and watch some of the clip. All right, so of course we have the trap here. We're taking away the easy pass. He splits it. Now, as we're getting pretty aggressive. Nate probably should stop immediately and start getting back to his spot since this guy isn't in shooting range. So and that's a B shot. He wasn't really balanced, but if he's a good player, it's a makeable shot. So that's a B shot. All right, and this is why we need hustle. If we don't hustle, a catch and shoot is an A shot. But because Isaac is sprinting, it makes him dribble. Immediately, it turns into a B shot. We also have Daniel hustling. So now we have two guys contesting. That is a B shot. We're good with that. All right, so now we have a skip pass. Now, again, if Cade takes this away because there's nobody in the corner, that would have been perfect defense. He didn't see the guy leave the corner and flash. So this is still considered a B shot because before the scouting report, we didn't say that this guy could shoot from NBA range. And he only hit one shot. So we're gonna live with that, with them hitting those shots. And again, that's their first bucket of the game. We'll live again with the NBA three. All right, so now this is considered an A shot. We get by. We get basically a paint touch, and then we get a guy wide open in the corner three. That is an A plus shot. We cannot allow that. Luckily, he misses the shot, but those are not the shots we want. So that's the first great shot they have of the game. You got to remember, you're not going to take away every single shot that, this is a championship game that teams are going to do. So you're not going to stop them from shooting. But you really do want B and F shots only. All right, so we skip the ball. We're in a rush. Nate has he's not really recognizing the numbers because if he did, he would have saw 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So he wouldn't have stunned it. He would have just stayed and guarded that guy. But again, he shoots a 14 foot runner, and he has to shoot it over our head. This is a B shot, and for a lot of players, it's an F shot. So we practice this shot, so it's a pretty good shot for us. But that's the shot we want off the dribble, mid range twos. We can live with that. We will not panic if a player hits a couple of those because that is not what's going to beat us. So that is a B, depending on the player, maybe F, because that's the shot we want. And I just want to remind coaches, don't overreact to players hitting B and F shots consistently. That's really all you can do as a defense is try to force as many of those and as few A, because on our end, we're getting A shots. All right, at the rim, we're getting to the line, we're getting corner threes. So throughout the longevity of the game, you're going to end up winning the game if you stick to your commitments because the percentages are going to be the percentages. So we force an errant pass. He still catches it. He knifes through and does a tough reverse layup. Coaches, do not overreact to this layup. Just shake his hand and see if he can make enough of those to win the game. Usually he won't. All right, and keep in mind, this is not including the turnovers that they had. This is just including the shots that they got off. So when we get here, this guy flashes, middle's open, but like I said, do they have the playmaker? So this is an F shot. All right, this is considered a turnover in our book because he's not balanced, he's not square, and then he misses. So that just initiates our fast break. So that's an F shot. This eventually ends up being another A shot, but there's a lot of preventable things we could have did to not allow that. So this is our first live ball turnover. So we look, So Evan throws an errant pass. Nate needs to find a way to catch it. So if either one of these players are better in this situation, they don't get the live ball turnover. The second thing is we get back in transition. Nate doesn't have to go for the steal, and once he doesn't get it, sprint straight back. All right, and if he sprints straight back and stops ball, then Evan can stop the next guy. All right. So this needs to be a harder sprint to get in front. And because we in transition defense, we don't do that. And we need to make sure we wall up and make them score over us. None of those things happen. So he gets around us and then gets an easy layup. So that's an A shot. We can't allow it. But the main reason because of that was for that one was because of the live ball turnover. If you take care of the ball, they have to play against a set defense. All right, so this is an F shot. Once you start playing really good defense and the players can't figure out how to beat it, they start taking the first available shots. This is, I mean, out there by the logo, and it's not even close. So we want them to take those kind of shots. So we'll live with that F shot. And remember, that's why you don't overreact to a kid hitting the NBA three. I mean, at the end of the day, Steph Curry shoots 42% for career from three. So a kid is going to shoot 20s. All right, so don't overreact to that. All right, so then this is an F shot. It's off the dribble. It's a mid range, so it's only worth 2, and it's contested. We can live with that. There's no way they'll beat you making that shot for the whole game. All right, so again, now they're starting to take one pass and a shot. That is not a way to beat the 1-3-1. But like as kids, they get flustered. What they're trying to work out isn't working. This is a F shot in my opinion because it was super quick. Maybe a B depending on the player, but that is a fast, quick shot. It's going to be tough to consistently make those. So another F shot, one pass and a shot. That's what we want. All right. Again, now they've started leaving the movement with the ball, and now it's just they're taking it on their own. So now it's off the dribble, mid range, only worth 2, and it's low percentage because it's contested. So again, another F shot. So just a quick recap of what was the first half. They went 3 for 12. We created quite a few turnovers. So they only shot 12 shots at the rim. We shot 20 something, and they only made 3. They hit an NBA 3. They hit a floater from 14 feet, and they got a transition layup. So in the first quarter, they were taking better shots. It went B, 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 A, B, B. And that's when they had the most points. They had 5 points that quarter. But then in the second half, they went B shot, A shot off of our live ball turnovers. That's really us, not them. And then it went F, 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 F. So the reason we have the lead that we have is because we're getting them to consistently take B shots and lower, and we're looking to take A shots, and every now and then we'll take a B. So that's the difference. So let's just watch a couple clips in the second half. They get the ball. They're playing by themselves. It's a trap. He splits. That is an F shot. All right, so here, this is considered an A shot. Tristan's in front of the ball, but the problem is when he throws it, Tristan looks instead of runs. So Nate should have a better stunt coming up. All right, and because of that, it's a catch and shoot 3. And like I said, this team is good. We just played really good, and they couldn't figure out our defense. But that's an A shot. All right, now this here is a B minus shot. Remember, they're just doing one pass and a shot. This is not a shot that kids practice. And I know it seems like he's open, but kids practice 3-pointers and at the rim. So we're going to make them score over our head. As Ty does, he doesn't overclose out to him and tries to make him make that shot. That is a low percentage shot today. All right, so those are a few things. Hey, don't let people shoot the highest percent by fouling and getting them to the free throw line. Make sure they don't get layups so they score over your head, and don't give up stand still, catch and shoot corner threes. Some of the things to stop teams from scoring so easily is you take away some of the simple things. And if you do all these, the teams are going to score in the mid 30s or below, which means you always have a chance. So take care of the ball. Dead ball versus live ball turnover. You can't have live ball turnovers. That's going to stop teams from scoring in transition. You got to sprint back. You make them play against a set defense against 5 guys every time by sprinting back and showing effort, regardless if you missed your last shot or airballed or whatever. Um, make them score over your head, so no normal layups. All right, make them. That's basically making them shoot a shot that they don't practice. You got to block out and rebound because once they shoot, you can't let them get an offensive rebound because again, that's going to give them layups, the second highest percentage shot. So what will you live with? You'll live with off the dribble shots. You'll live with contested twos, and as teams struggle with your defense, everybody becomes a me guy, and then you have bad personnel taking shots. And so those are the things that we're trying to make sure happens. We keep the ball on the left side of the floor at least 70-80% of the game. And if we can make sure that we're constantly practicing every day to work towards any or all of these goals, we're going to be all right regardless of what team you play on. All right, later.